Oh my God, the internet was bad. The internet was being bad, ladies and gentlemen. We're back though now. Can anyone see me? Can anyone hear me? Is anyone out there? Is anybody out there? Just not if you can hear me. Bum, bum. Is there anyone at home? Okay. Oh, I don't know why my internet just crapped out. I have bad internet fucking here. Oh my God. There's your appreciation post. Ha. My little soda pop, my little soda pop. Oh yeah. My little soda pop. Damn, now I have a really good connection. 6,179 KBS, baby. Oh my God. My little soda pop. So this scene, we're almost done. This is close to 8 minutes, over 7 minutes and 30 seconds from a film that's less than 90 minutes. This is almost a tenth of the entire film right here.
Yusuf, you're going to pick up your phone. You're going to start calling your friends one by one and telling them to come over here right now that you have new information for them.
No.
Yes, you will.
And what do you want to do with them?
Oh, we're just going to have a little chat.
What do you think he's going to do with him? He has a gun, idiot. He's going to plip, plip, plop him.
Same as we're having right now.
I will not call them.
No?
That's good.
Interesting. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Yusuf, call right now. Call.
Thank you.
Hey, Abdul, it's me. You need to come over here. Right now, we could get charged again. We have a problem. I'm here with my attorney. And bring your brother.
This kid's kind of a bad actor. I feel bad because he just got shot in the knees. I presume they did that for real, but he's not doing great.
I call Idris. No, right now.
Good job, Yusuf. I'll call the next one.
It cuts back to the, by the way, doing this like black and white, like washed out shit for flashbacks. So done, guys. So done. What is this fucking music? Rule 1, the camera must never stop moving.
No.
Accurate.
Sit. Sit.
But in incoherent ways.
Go get the door. No funny business, or I shoot you. Go.
Okay, okay.
Damn, the friend got over there quick.
What's wrong? What the fuck happened? What's wrong?
Oh, that's terrible. Why did he kill them? I guess he said the daughter was like there, but why did he kill the mom? They kind of gave up the pretense about this in any way being about justice and just them wanting to murder people. But, you know, a specific type of person, maybe. Yeah. Citizen vigilante.
What remains clear is that our current system is failing to protect.
Didn't we already
our
see this at the
citizens.
beginning of the clip?
This raises critical questions. If the risks associated with migration outweigh the benefits, and if migrants are contributing more to societal costs than economic gains, then it may be time to reevaluate our migration policies.
This film is okay. So yeah, this is the end of the film. Okay, so yeah, this is the big, you know, Luke destroying the Death Star moment, you know, but for Elon Musk was just black people getting murdered. Well, I mean, if that's what you're into, buddy, you can find much better movies than this. I don't know, like Don't Be a Menace or something. Or no, Don't Be a Menace is the Wayne's, but Menace to Society. Well, Don't Be a Menace is very funny too. Boys in the Hood, yeah, you know. George Floyd's murder tape, which I'm sure you jack off to. God damn. All right, let's watch another clip. This movie is amazing. Woke activist judge scene. Oh, first we got to watch this. This is a short, and this is called Piers Morgan Gets Owned by Citizen Vigilante Director.
Piers Morgan gets owned by this movie director in this debate.
Elon Musk has been promoting this, saying this is what people want to see.
By the way, it also says this DE, or maybe this is the next one. This DEI activist had a tough time answering these questions. Okay, so yeah, this is just AI slop rage bait, probably made in bulk by, you know, some guy in like Bangladesh or something. And this has almost 10,000 likes. I don't know how many views it has, but, you know, enough that he pays his rent with it probably. So we're contributing to that, and we're helping underprivileged people.
The audience wants real films again. What happens if somebody does watch your movie because Elon Musk has told them to, and you know it's got you a massively bigger audience than it would have done otherwise because Elon has done that? What happens, you know, if somebody does take the law into their own hands and they go and murder a refugee?
Yeah, look, if you make a movie, you do the movie the way you want it, and whatever the consequences are, look, people are not flipping out and killing because of movies or video games. That subject matter is closed scientifically for...
I don't really know what he means by scientifically there, but generally speaking, I do think people are overreacting for that. But that's why Elon Musk is promoting it. You know, it's why he's put his weight behind it. He wants people to murder immigrants. He would like to see them dead. That makes him happy.
Tens of years. So if people getting violent or Belfast or something like this happens, right? That happens because other things happened before. Also, then the media doesn't talk about it, that there was that guy trying to chop a head off a guy.
What the fuck are you talking about? I don't like that thanks to Zoom, we can just do these interviews on these shows like this. Back in the day, you actually had to go on a press tour and like fly places. That was better.
So, you know, but it's not coming from nothing. I think people feel alone. They feel unprotected. They're furious with the law in England where you get arrested, whatever, when you say Starmer is a wanker or whatever, then you get arrested. But you cannot even say your own opinion. That's in Germany the same.
Okay, so I'm going to guess this cuts off before we see what Mehdi Hassan has to say. Mehdi Hassan might not have even been part of this. He's not commenting on anything, and a lot of this, these bullshit AI clip farm channels will just like have Joe Rogan at the beginning or something like that to try to get more engagement. But there's a good chance Mehdi Hassan wasn't actually at all involved in this.
That's a big problem.
What's your view of Trump?
Hey, Madness, take the base for a walk. John Deans, take a keys. Shaxman, you seen this?
Okay, so this is now a Kill Tony clip. I don't like the internet anymore. I'm done. I was thinking about this the other day. I am somebody who throughout his life has traditionally been very online, you know, to a fault, but I'm not on TikTok. I'm not fucking around with this new shit. And right now it's okay. If something's important enough on TikTok, it'll bubble through and I will discover it. But we're probably like 5 years away from me just being completely not, you know, knowing what's going on the internet. And God, that's going to be amazing. Fuck, I'm looking forward to that.
One out, shut the fuck up. I want the fucking ceiling to open. I want a natural moon spotlight. Camera B, coming. Switch to black and white. Let's get me fucking hooked up on some wires. I want to fly around for this one.
Okay.
Never mind. All right, everybody.
What are the comments on this? Are they all AI bot comments too? Do you agree? It's not video games and movies. It's literally reality. No one had a problem with the movie. Oh, someone else is pointing out Taken. Yes, the film made people act out, not the migrants trying to kill them. Concerned, won't talk about people killing for me in the Quran. Make that make sense. Hypocrite. People shouldn't kill from doing anything. It's not a refugee. It's a violent Platnerist. They got away without pun. Okay. So, yeah, I guess they all are of the opinion that this was a real thing that happened. Let's watch one more clip. No, we can't deal with the internet. It was too much. Unironically, not a joke. We should make social media fucking illegal. 100%. I actually believe that. This is called the woke activist judge scene.
Good afternoon.
Yes? What do you want? Who are you? Another one of those reporters?
Do I look like a reporter to you?
I mean, I don't know, maybe. What do reporters look like?
No, I just have one question. Were you satisfied with the result that was reached in court? And was your daughter?
Why do you ask this? How can you ask this? How do you know where we live?
So you found no justice in court, right?
I don't have to answer your questions, man.
So I guess she's the lady that got Platnered, got graham crackered, some are saying, and now a strange man is knocking on her door. So this is now 7.5 minutes. These two clips together is 15 minutes out of a movie that's less than 90 minutes. So, you know, they padded it out.
This is bullshit. Go away.
No. There was no justice.
Good afternoon.
So I think the point of this scene, that is a very general question. The point of this scene is to be like, nah, it's cool. The victim said he could go murder these people. I'm not sure she said that. Not to mention that, like, you shouldn't let the victims of the crimes determine the justice that is met out. Like, that's, you know, they're obviously going to be super emotionally fucking attached to it. I don't know. I don't fucking know. We go full screen. It's not. There we go. Now it's actually full screen. So I guess this is the woke activist judge. He doesn't look woke. This film is too subtle. He needs to have like pink hair and be wearing a mask and like come down with a shirt that says like the future is female. Be carrying, you know, a VHS copy of the Girl Ghostbusters movie. Great soundtrack.
Judge Reinhold.
Who are you?
Here from the chief inspector.
The judge's name is Judge Reinhold. Come on, that's kind of funny. I take it back. Uwe Boll, 5 stars. Great film. Why is he? Great point. He needs to be. This is in Europe, and in Europe they love biking everywhere. I was in Copenhagen, Denmark recently, and they're biking everywhere in that goddamn city. And I had a bit of an American moment of just being like, "You fucking pussies!" I just want to like push them over, just because I could.
We have new information that's come to light.
Look at this editing. It's so bad. There's no sensor flow to the scene because it just cuts every couple of seconds. There you go. Cuts to, why did it cut to that flip shot? Broke the 180-degree rule. This is bad.
You're not feeling too nauseous, Judge. That shot I gave you. It's going to be very suspicious when that turns up in your blood, isn't it? Let's hope they don't run a toxicology report on your body.
There's a good chance this man didn't know he was in a movie. They just found a drunk German guy. You want to be a movie? I used to do all the movies. I do all the movies. But then they had to cut out. They did destroy the outtakes because he got a little too racist for the film Citizen Vigilante.
Who knows? Maybe you have a bit of a tolerance for heroin. Seem to like heroin dealers anyway. How many of them have you let back onto the street? The laws are meant to protect the victims, right? It's not the purpose.
Well, I mean, it depends on how you really define it. The laws are basically meant to protect property. But yeah, again, Elon Musk, who didn't direct this film, and as far as I know, wasn't actually involved in the production of it in any way. He just came on later and promoted it. But I'm just going to pretend like he made it because it's more fun that way. He's a raging ketamine addict. So you think that, you know, what you do is fine because it's legal? No, fuck you. First off, ketamine's worse. People doing heroin's bad. Doing fentanyl's bad. Just passing out in public and shitting your pants is not great. You shouldn't do that. It's rude to other people around you. But it's better than like being on ketamine and promoting movies like Citizen Vigilante. Elon Musk did make everything. He made everything. Truly, he is the Christian God.
Maybe that's when you lost your North Star. When you started using the laws to help people hurt people.
So this is also interesting because to these guys, there can't be any sense of like, there's never any thought of us like why this guy would do it. Is this like Judge corrupt? Is he? No, he just wants to let rapists out because he likes he's woke. And so he enjoys, I guess, white women getting attacked. I'm not sure exactly what the fuck is going on, but they never ascribe really a motive. It's the same way where they're like, the Democratic Party wants to trans your kids. And it's like, to what end? Like, why does Kamala Harris desperately want your kid to be trans? I don't know. Just get off on it, I guess. There's not a lot of critical thinking in these people.
You know, it's not just the perpetrators. Cause collateral damage, Judge. People like you letting people get away with rape and murder. Excusing their behavior. Letting people get away with rape and murder.
He literally said that twice. God damn, this is an incompetent movie.
6 boys raped a 14-year-old girl. Saw your interview in front of the courthouse. Saw you say that these boys just had an adjustment issue, that they didn't know how.
So you'll notice that when it's shot from the back, we don't see Armie Hammer's face. And then shots from the front, Armie Hammer's in his own shot. And then this guy is in his own shot. So clearly Armie Hammer didn't stick around for any coverage. He was like, I'll do one take, my close up, then I get the fuck out. And they had a double doing this stuff. And then they shot this guy when Armie Hammer wasn't there.
To fit into society. What you don't understand is the society that you think they don't fit into is falling apart.
Shut up.
Dying.
Why does he talk so much? This is what I'm saying, why I'd kind of like to watch this movie, but it's clearly very boring. So much of it is just these weird long monologues, and then we cut to this guy being drunk. He just really padded this shit out. God bless you, Uwe Boll. You know, he made a movie. Have you ever made a movie? I didn't think so. Shut the fuck up.
And you are the cancer that has killed it. You know, Judge, it's people like you letting these people get away with it. Excusing their behavior. How do you think that makes the families feel? Human beings are such... Even when you push them to the limit, they will obey the law, even if their own lives are in danger. Here.
But wait, they said they will obey the law. The whole point of this movie is that his mouth not moving. Yeah, there is some real great dubbing on this. That's how they used to do it in a lot of, especially in foreign countries, but even in American films back in the day, they just wouldn't shoot any dialogue on the day, because sound is the hardest fucking thing to get. You know, you get a camera, you can get an okay image, even with a film camera, but with a digital camera, you especially can. But to actually get good sound on the day, it's fucking hard. So a lot of times people would shoot without any sound and then just dub everything in later, which I'm guessing is what they did here. I don't think your analysis of how this is cut together is correct. You can see Armie Hammer's face in the rearview mirror. Oh, interesting. Maybe you're right. If so, I take back everything I've ever said. Oh, well, no, you can kind of like see his eyes. That could be a double. They also could have put that in later. I stand by my assessment, and I think, in fact, you don't know cinema. Okay. So anyway, he said his problem is people breaking the law, and then he said that people follow the law, and now he's about to run a car off the road. Why did the car explode? That's not what cars do. You did work in the... What did you do in the industry for 2 decades? What did you do? And I am a sweatheart. You are correct. That's cool. Did you work on Citizen Vigilante? Were you the stunt driver on that one? I don't know. Maybe you're right. You know, maybe Armie Hammer was involved, and I should not have been disputing Uwe Boll's commitment or Armie Hammer's commitment to being there for someone else's coverage. Maybe he was. How dare I?
See what happened? That car, we went into their lane. Instead of just crossing the line and breaking the law and going into our lane, they went into a ditch and most likely died.
What? He was incredibly desperate for work. We talked about it a little second ago. He made, I think, $250K for this. And he said, quote, I do a fucking cat food commercial. I just need to work. For a while, it came out that he was literally working at like his cousin's resort in the Bahamas, just like trying to sell memberships. You know, you go to the Bahamas and like a timeshare, and then you go into a room, you're like, oh, you're the guy from Social Network, right? Yeah, I did some text messages about eating people and also probably assaulted someone. I think in a lot of ways, Armie Hammer maybe is helped by the cannibalism allegations, which again, there's no evidence that he ever actually ate anybody or did any cannibalism. It seems like he was just trying to be edgy. He has been credibly accused of assault, of Platnering motherfuckers. So, but no one talks about that because the cannibalism is interesting. It's sexy. You're a telescene colorist? That's interesting. And then your job just like fell apart because, you know, just because now we have whatever Final Cut, obviously. But I don't even know if ASICs or whatever the hell that shit is. But, you know, you can just get like DaVinci Resolve and you can kind of fuck around with coloring. I'm not good. I'm partially colorblind, so I'm particularly bad. I'm not great at editing in general, but especially at color matching and things of that nature. But you worked at a film lab, so you processed film back in the day. Yeah, so you could probably, having worked in the industry and around it, you could verify. Maybe I was being a little too generous to say like any asshole could get an okay image out of a film camera. I don't know if that's true, but certainly, you know, it's someone who knew what they were doing could. But sound is the hardest shit to get. Sound is the hardest stuff. Film to video digital transfer. Exciting. Is that another car he's going to run off the road? The clips that they're showing me, he doesn't seem like a good guy. He seems like the bad guy in this film. Yeah, okay, you can see Armie Hammer's face here. I take it all back.
Your Honor?
He showed up.
It's that good, clean country air. I'd like to show you something.
Is it a bullet, I would guess?
Look. You.
Okay, now this is just a film of a guy showing some other guy something on his phone.
Let's see what you have to say.
Right. This is all I have prepared, and this is all what I'm going to say.
So, Uwe Boll, don't just have the shot be him holding the phone. Cut to the footage. The fuck are you doing? They got this backsheet shot. Yeah, I mean, they probably, you know, there's like 4 setups. They shot this thing in like 5 days.
Our politics failed to integrate teenage migrants
So he doesn't cut to the clip. He just cuts to a close-up of the hand. Exciting.
into our society.
Now he finally cuts to the actual footage. I don't know why that middle shot was necessary.
Give them the help.
I'm watching you watch a screen of another guy watching another screen. That's a great point. We should try to get as Nessa to React content as we can. Because I've seen React content where it's like Destiny reacting to Lonerbox, reacting to Asmongold, reacting to Hassan or something like that. And if I react to that and then react to my reaction to it and just keep doing that until we're all dead.
Rules and our laws. The gang rape was in a way a cry for help and structure.
Anyone making any sense of what the fuck this guy is saying? This is not, he clearly English is not his first language, or for that matter, second. You could say English isn't his first language and he doesn't have a second language.
Not only the young girl is the victim, they're also victims.
Okay.
Because in the
You really
rape,
believe that?
not only the victim, also the perpetrators getting traumatized.
By the way, he's going to murder this guy because he has a different political opinion than him. Elon Musk will literally go out and be like, you can't call Donald Trump Hitler. That's what's leading to other Republicans doing terrible assassination attempts on him.
It doesn't help the young girl if they're getting locked up now and getting their normal life for a long time denied.
That's all, gentlemen.
Okay.
That was you after letting a gang of rapists free.
Do judges do press conferences in Europe? That's a good question. That wasn't really a press conference. They didn't have the budget for that. But do judges get filmed on stairs with iPhones? Probably. Also, it is funny that he's dressed in this police outfit here, ostensibly like as part of the, subterfuge of getting the judge in the car. But also, I think it's because these right-wingers have a real fetish for the police, even though they obviously hate the justice system. They hate this judge, but they like police because police look cool. I do feel Army Hammer did legitimately get canceled. And maybe he deserved it. If the assault allegations are true, he deserved it, in my humble opinion. But like, he did actually fucking get canceled. He needs to do this shit now. You know? He's not getting like a Netflix comeback. I don't know. I just feel bad for the guy. Maybe I shouldn't. Oh, so he's gonna like cover him in liquor so everyone thinks he's drunk? Okay. Well, I guess that would work.
You let a gang of rapists go.
Yeah, we get it. Kill him already. We've got a full minute left in this fucking clip.
You know what that makes you? Just as bad as the perpetrators. Might as well have raped her yourself. Maybe that's why you decided to come out here and drown your sorrows.
Yes. He was such an alcoholic, but unfortunately, he didn't know how to drink. So instead, he just poured shit on himself. Ugh. That's nasty. So look at all these cuts, and they have the whole thing of him walking back to the car. Again, the movie is 89 minutes, and they are fucking padding it out. So my recommendation is do not watch Citizen Vigilante. I haven't seen it, but I can't imagine it's any good. All right, I'm going to make some tea, and then I'll come back, and we'll talk about Graham Platner, okay? I'll be back shortly. Hang out.
bensound.com.
All right, I'm back. I have never pooped. How dare you? The script was 3 pages. You're right. It was 3 pages and it was fucking padded. Is he pooping? I've never pooped. Thank you for coming back and joining us, Lamp Boobs, as you go by. How did your shit go? Did you have a nice shit? And how's the car situation? What's the problem you have with your car anyway? Indeed, we're all pooping on this glorious day. What's wrong with your car? What's the situation? Is it a belt? Is it the serpentine belt? One time I replaced the serpentine belt in my car and it fucking didn't work. One time I had like a battery problem and I drove it to AutoZone. It was one of those times where like I didn't have, you know, as a comedian I once heard say, I didn't have fuck you money, but I had fuck you time. I had a whole day. Radiator leak. Carrot Talk. Click and clack. Welcome to Carrot Talk. This is Click and Clack. 1-800 Talk. What's your problem? You ever think that Car Talk was just like Loveline, but for cars? You ever think about that? You ever think about that? I've been dealing with cooling issues. Yeah, well, just call me because I'm cool, baby. Yeah, there's like shit you can pour in there. I mean, and a new radiator is going to cost you a bunch of money, and that fucking sucks. There's radiator sealant and stuff. Whatever. There's like old wives' tales, like you literally can crack an egg in there, and it's like, yeah, get some of that stop leak stuff. I don't know how good that is long term. Your car might be fucked, which is an issue, I think. What if Click and Clack on the Car Talk, someone goes, hey, it's a problem. They go, oh yeah, I think your car is fucked and you're out of luck. Maybe suck your own dick and kill yourself. Beep, next call. Guy's Graham Platner. Let's talk about it. I'm on record about this guy, okay? I think basically just the hose that broke that I just got fixed a couple days ago. I didn't do it quite right, but I also fit, but okay, well, congrats on that. Graham Platner, ladies and gentlemen, I'm on record. I did segments on this guy. And from the very beginning, I was like, unless you can tell me that he assaulted at least one woman, I will not support him. No. From the very beginning, I kind of didn't like this guy. I didn't like his whole vibe. I didn't like the whole thing. Just stupid populism. I did a whole segment about it, about him and his just like, well, what we'll need to do is tax the billionaires. I also don't like that he is younger than me. He was born September 1st, 1984, so he's a few months younger than me. I don't like that about the guy. I didn't care for him. He was running for Senate, I think, in Maine. All right? By the way, look at how the different news stories cover this, which is interesting. The New York Times, Graham Platner's exit sets off scramble for new Democratic Senate. NBC News, Trump administration live updates, all about Trump. Maine Democrats jockey to replace Graham Platner as Senate nominee. Fox News, Bernie-backed Maine Democrat Senate hopeful squirms. Oh, wait, no. This is actually, never mind. I take it back. Over past Graham Platner support. Well, tons of people supported Graham Platner. Listen, no one from Maine can. I don't think Maine's real. I think Stephen King made it up. Listen, I always had issues with Graham Platner. I didn't like his dumb populist bullshit. I didn't really care for it. That being said, I don't think it's right to go back now and say like, okay, stop leak. I didn't even know this existed. You haven't heard of this thing before? There's like shit you can pour into. Well, first off, we're talking about politics. All right. This is really important politics. Anyway, there's shit you can pour into your like radiator that will in theory, like plug up that leak. Again, I've never actually done this, and I highly don't recommend it. No one listening to this actually do this. But I've heard you can crack an egg and put that in your radiator, and that'll like, you get a scrambled egg that plugs up the leak or something. I don't know, man. I don't recommend it. People now, there's all this stuff online where people are just like, oh, people, you supported Graham Platner. How dare you? We didn't know he was graping people, all right? We didn't know. Who cares about Graham Platner? We're looking up stop leak. Stop leak for radiator. Yeah, bars, leaks, liquid, aluminum. This is $10, $9.99 at the AutoZone. Look at this right here. Stop leak. Radiator stop leak is a temporary chemical fix for minor pinholes and hairline cracks in your cooling system. To use it, allow the engine to cool completely, shake the bottle, and pour the liquid directly into the radiator or overflow tank if sealed, then run the engine with the heater on for 15 to 30 minutes. The thing about this, it's not a permanent repair. It's not a long-term solution. As it says right here, the radiator can inadvertently clog narrow passages. Like, keep it around. It'll get you from point A to point B, you know. I remember one time in a cold Chicago winter, I had like a busted-ass radiator, but it was so cold, including physics. Learned so much from Car Talk. Well, nothing is forever. That's a good point. That's a good response to all advice. I learned physics from Car Talk. I learned how to have sex from Car Talk, mostly because click and clack fuck my ass. First off, Liqui Moly. Come on. This is good right here. Radiator stop leak. Hello, I'm the new Alexa. Alexa, should I vote for Graham Platner? I'm asking Alexa that. You can't see it. Thinking. Voting decisions are a person. Shut up, pussy. Anyway, this is a radiator stop leak. Now, what did this one say right here? This said this one is radiator stop leak, permanent purpose. I do not, by the way, endorse any of the products being shown here. We are simply doing research. Coolant leak repair, one step, pour and go. Seals holes and cracks. Mixes with all type of antifreeze for cars and light trucks. A block head sealer. My bitch sealing the head. Also for water pumper casing. Okay, well, interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. I really can't speak to it, but I can speak to this. Citizen Vigilante. Just kidding. I don't, you know, people supported Graham Platner. I wasn't a big Graham Platner guy, but also I don't live in Maine, so kind of who gives a shit about the whole situation? Similar to when people lose their mind over Zoran Mamdani, and I like a lot that Zoran Mamdani does, but I have, you know, a cap on how excited I can get about it because I don't live in New York. Time for an affiliate link. Honestly, let me tell you something. If you purchase K-Seal coolant leak repair, you are guaranteed to survive. You are guaranteed to not die in your car. All right? What you want to do is you take half of this, you pour it in the tank, the gas tank. Then you take half of it and drink it. Typed into the wrong chat and said to the person helping me fix my car, I'm on again, off again dating. Does Alexa know your feelings about rape? What does he say? What does he say? Does Alexa? Yes, Alexa knows that I am, you know, generally speaking, on the fence. I'm a moderate centrist on the R word. What are our politics? Hi, Moses the Killer. Center left. I'm a moderate centrist left. That's my politics. What are your politics, Moses the Killer? Sometimes we get lunatics in this chat who come in and say we need to nuke Israel. Holy moly. What direction are you going with that, holy moly? First off, we mostly talk about car repair here on this chat. This is the new generation of car talk right here. He's the Hassan Piker of the center. I'm pro-China, nuke Israel. Hell yeah. Hell yes. I love it. Goddamn. Pro-China, nuke Israel. Well, cool. Good luck. Moses the Killer, do you have any experience with radiator repair? What's the deal with that? Do you have any experience there? What's your opinion on Graham Platner? Do you think he made it all up? Do you think it's all fake? What do you think about that? You know, he had some other stuff come out about him. The Nazi tattoo was a weird thing to me. I didn't care for the Nazi tattoo originally. Remember that? Because this guy comes out of nowhere. It seems that stuff is, you know, being leaked now, that some people behind the scenes involved in progressive... Get your chats right, Lamp. Get it right. He does need a real job. I'll see. I think I added too much oil. Well, you don't put the... What were you putting oil in the coolant? No, oil goes in the engine. You have to put this in the coolant, in the radiator, in the coolant tank, in the radiator. Yeah. Don't put oil in your radiator, I don't think, unless I'm wrong about that. So some different people in progressive politics liked this guy, and they thought he could win, and he probably would have if it wasn't for, you know, the graping going on. So he served in Afghanistan and Iraq. He was a weird psycho. And he got a Totenkopf tattoo, which he said was like, oh, I didn't know it was a Nazi tattoo. What I saw from that, I was, yeah, the article from The Atlantic, perhaps the Nazi tattoo was a clue. Perhaps, you know, too much oil is very bad. Yeah, I can't imagine it's good. You got to take the dipstick out and check it, man. What kind of car do you drive? What kind of car do you drive over here? What kind of car did you drive? So Politico reported a credible account of sexual assault. Let's read this article. Exclusive. Woman who dated Graham Platner says he sexually assaulted her. No good. It's over the line for sure. Do I actually have to get under and drain some now? Honestly, I probably would. First, have you done that before? Have you ever changed your oil? What's the what happens if your car has too much oil? It's just too slippery. Putting can cause the crankshaft to whip the oil into a froth. Would love to see that. The aerated mixture fails to lubricate moving parts, leading to potential engine damage, blown seals, and damaged catalytic converters. Yeah, that seems real bad, man. I maybe would drain a little bit out of there if I were you, to be honest. Don't stop watching. Never stop watching. Watch it forever. To prevent engine wear or complete breakdown, you must drain the excess oil. You can do this by loosening the oil drain plug just enough to let some out. I have changed my own oil before. I have done it, but I have not done so in like 15 years or something like that. Anyway, yes, Graham Platner, he kind of talked like this. Not on this car, and I have one of those plates on the undercarriage. Okay, welcome to Car Talk. What if Car Talk, they just were trying to talk about a political story and kept getting distracted by car information? A woman who dated Maine U.S. Senate candidate Graham Platner says he forced her to have sex with him. That's just a weird way to phrase that, but I guess that is true. Nearly 5 years ago, despite her repeated objections, an allegation Platner denies. The woman, a 41-year-old Maine resident named Ginny, I'm not going to try to say that last name, Ginny, unfortunate victim, detailed the alleged incident to Politico in 3 interviews over the past 2 weeks. Try and stick a thirsty turkey baster in there. See? It's a good idea. You take the turkey baster, then afterwards you get someone pregnant with an oil baby, which sounds like a racial slur. You know? So 3 interviews over the past 2 weeks. Could have done in just one. All right? So stop wasting time, Politico. Politico also spoke with a man Rayshot dated and confided in the years after the alleged incident and reviewed documents, including emails between this woman and her therapist and messages between her and an acquaintance who she warned, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, because, you know, you get a long straw like Daniel Plainview, indeed. Because, you know, there are some people, like I think Cenk Uygur and what's her fucking face? Anna Kasparian. They come out and they're like implying that it all is fake and shit like that. Listen, I'm not someone who's like, believe all women. You know, you should take all accusations seriously. you should not disparage people. But even, we're not talking about the law. Obviously, the law should investigate. That goes without saying. But even for your own like personal, you know, how you want to judge and evaluate these things, there's nothing wrong with looking for more evidence and more information. All right. And clearly this has been corroborated is the word I'm looking for, in a number of different ways. Yeah, it seems incredibly unlikely that this is fake. It seems very, 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 very likely that Graham Platner, a strange, weird, hyper-aggressive veteran who had a Nazi fucking tattoo, also is a rapist. All right. She said she had an on and off relationship with Platner, who is now the Democratic Senate nominee in Maine, for more than 2 years before he entered her rural Maine home uninvited one night in late 2021, deeply intoxicated, and forced himself on her while she repeatedly told him to stop. She said she cut off contact with him after telling him the encounter was not consensual. I remember him grabbing my pelvis and being really forceful of me, you know, trigger warning, everybody. Jesus, these allegations are troubling, serious, and false. Any accusations of non-consensual behavior is categorically untrue. So I don't like the people coming out of the woodwork now and saying, oh, you crazy far lefties supported Platner even though he was a rapist. They didn't know that at the time. And I believe everybody in the whole sphere, fucking Emma Vigeland, everybody except kind of Ryan Grimm a little bit. And even Ryan Grimm and then Young Turks are kind of still being like, well, maybe it's fake. But even they're not full-throated doing it. Like, it's pretty obvious this was bad. I didn't like him. And I do think a big reason that I called him a baby killer and said, I'm glad I don't live in Maine because I might feel obligated to vote for this creep. You want to know the real fucking crazy black pill? Listen, he's dropping out. And if he wasn't, I don't think he had any chance of winning. I wouldn't blame someone for voting for him still. If he stayed in, I would say there's no point to it. Probably don't bother. But I wouldn't blame someone from doing it. Republicans are really fucking bad. Okay? Defeating Republicans is great. All right? Go for it. But I think the reason a lot of the populist lefties, you know, the Vaush types and that kind of shit, I think one of the reasons they liked Platner, and he personally, Vaush was always kind of a little on the fence about him. A lot of people were always kind of on the fence about Platner because he was a weird guy with a lot of bad fucking signs. But a lot of other people wanted to jump in because I've talked about this before. The basic premise of the far left in America, which is a group with functionally or very, very little political presence at the moment. They won, 3 primaries in New York for House seats. And of those, really only 2 were like psycho. That Brad Lander guy seems like pretty relatively normal. I had that one, Daria Lisa, bless her heart. I say psycho not even as an insult. We love it. She's out on Front Street. I fucking get it. There's so many gross men. I don't necessarily believe allegations right off the bat, but I don't know the guy that sexually assaulted me at the protest also sexually harassed like other women. And there was one girl who kind of bandwagon immediately. Her story was whatever. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Don't sexually assault people. It's bad. But the fundamental premise of actual far left people, which is a group that pretty much just exists online, unlike the far right, they don't really have any power in American politics. The premise of what they're saying, everything rests on this, which is that America is actually a super progressive country. People just don't know it. And their whole thing is that the white working class will support left-wing politics if they understand it benefits them economically. Economic populists can be sold. Economic populism can be sold to the white working class. So when people have the affectations of the white working class, like Graham Platner did, people are willing to overlook a lot of shit. They overlooked the Nazi tattoo. Another woman accused him of an assault. Well, you say that's true. I don't necessarily believe it. I honestly think that there's a couple things, which is that first off, Americans are literally too stupid to understand. I think we're all hoping for a real redemption story with Graham. Well, that's the other thing. People believe in restorative justice and other things like that, and maybe that works. Social Security, old people, even ones with money, are holding on to that tooth and nail because it benefits them. And I think you could get rid of Social Security if we start trying to sell it. Right now, people don't want to do it because there's so many old people who vote Republican. But I think that Americans are more racist than they are economically literate. They're too stupid to understand the difference between like an owner and a worker. They, it's the old Hemingway quote. Americans think of themselves as temporarily embarrassed millionaires, People in America, they have a great sense of like pride in their Protestant work ethic, even though many of them are lazy as absolute shit. And they're super fucking racist. They just really hate black people. So listen, I'd love to be proven wrong. And there's a very good chance we're starting to see, this other guy, Troy Jackson, who's stepping in for Graham Platner, I think is also an economic populist. We're starting to see other people in other places. Listen, if that's what people vote for in primaries, that's what'll win. And I think we do have left-wing movements in America, actual left-wing movements that are more organized than they've been in the past and actually investing in electoral politics. It's a big thing that has hurt left-wing movements in America is there's a large contingent of them that go, well, voting is for fucking fascists. What's the tweet? It pales in comparison to my strategy, firebombing a Walmart, and then they don't firebomb Walmart. But, yes, so we'll see. Be interesting to see what can happen. I don't think there's any chance of Troy Jackson winning against Susan Collins. Susan Collins, who's the person Graham Platner was running against. No, that's a fallacy, though. Maybe you're right. What part is a fallacy exactly? That people are actually too racist to believe in their own economic populism? Maybe. I don't know. I have a low opinion on the American people. Very activated people on both political ends vote more than those in the middle. Oh, that's interesting. Yes, no, I would agree with that, but I think that what we saw in the Republican Party with the Tea Party takeover, and granted, it was not as organic as they want to sell it. There was a lot of big money pushing it, and there's not that big money. But you also have to admit, without electoral reform and improving education, the national government's kind of fucked it. Well, yeah, no, absolutely. Kind of unironically, my biggest issues are electoral reform, sure, I would like that a lot, and improving education and controlling social media. I think social media just spews out lies and melts people's fucking brains. I think we really need to heavily regulate social media. I agree with all of that. But I think that the Tea Party movement was funded by a lot of big money, which there's not really supporting a sort of left-wing Tea Party movement. So that was a big part of that there. But are we having a left-wing Tea Party movement now? That's what people are saying. Graham Platner was a part of that to some degree. I think that it was a mistake for a lot of people in the media to overlook obvious red flags. Again, they didn't know he fucking assaulted somebody, so you can't put that on them. But I think that they desperately wanted a white working class, candidate, so they went with it. Has the turtle been popped up on a stick yet, or did he V his last haw? Let me be honest, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Oh, that was a good fart. You guys might have heard that. I just had a fart big. I think we're going to come to a tipping point where social media is so fucking balls to the wall that it's going to be like Weekly World News and everyone knows it. So the seriously and mentally, emotionally destitute will take it seriously. You might be right. I kind of think, unironically, we need licenses to be on the internet. It just destroyed people's fucking brains, dude. It just destroyed their goddamn brains, But yeah, man, are we going to see a left-wing Tea Party? Maybe. I'm open to it. I would say that if we have an actual burgeoning left movement that can gain electoral power, I'm not opposed to it. I'm open to it if that's what the voters want. I would say to the people involved in it, the politicians involved in that, oh, Mitch. Oh, yeah. Mitch McConnell's dead as shit, right? Let's look up, is Mitch McConnell dead? Is Mitch McConnell still alive? GOP lawmaker says he doesn't know if Mitch McConnell is still alive. I don't know if he's alive. Yeah, that's what everyone's been saying. Yeah, some people are happy he's dead. I don't know. I don't really give a shit. You know, him being dead doesn't like, you know, make anything that he fucked up better. I was so mean to a kid that I generally like last night, trying to show him they didn't actually know anything about politics, and the clapback that he didn't know anything about. Oh, I don't know anything about civics. I mean, I don't know much about politics. I'm a fucking idiot. I'll be the first to say that. I do think we would have some, I'll tell you this, we should have like civics tests to vote. I know the long history of like poll taxes and shit like that, and people don't want to limit that because it's so often been used in a racial direction. But I think if we had actual civics tests, like actual ones, yeah, I mean, Republicans wouldn't win another election ever, you know? I also think just because it would be funny, someone needs to ask Donald Trump what he thinks the three branches of government are. What he would have to say. It would be hilarious. He brought up the Tea Party, but he didn't know about the Tea. So he didn't know about the Boston Tea Party. He didn't know about that bullshit where they were angry that they were paying taxes on tea. I don't know all the details, but as I understand that point of American history, I also wasn't trying to be mean. I just have a way of talking. Be more mean to people. People deserve to have people being mean to them. As I understand it, all that Tea Party stuff, and it was largely because there was the tea being shipped in. It was a problem with taxes on all imported goods, but no taxation without representation, as they say. We didn't like, you know, paying taxes to old King George when we didn't have, you know, a seat in the parliament or whatever. That sounds mean. I am mean. I'm a mean person. So Mitch McConnell's probably dead, and Graham Platner is crashing out. I think there are lessons to be learned from the Graham Platner thing. Sarah Palin, and he couldn't even remember her. Oh, Sarah Palin, you mean? Yeah. I remember Sarah Palin. Big ass titties. Remember Nailin' Palin, the porn parody, where someone who kind of looked like Obama and that he was black fucked Sarah Palin? Damn. What's Sarah Palin on about now? She had a big stupid kid. Or no, her kid had a big retarded kid. No. What? No. Whatever, fuck you, autocorrect you, I agree. No, it was, okay, no. Her child, like Trig or something, had a retarded kid. And then the urban legend, or Sarah Palin said it was hers, but the kid actually had it. What's the deal? Okay, we're going to Google Sarah Palin retarded child. This is dark woke. We say it. We fucking say it. Sarah Palin has one child, Trig, who was born with Down syndrome. Because of this, she has frequently been involved in public controversies regarding the use of the word retarded or slurs used against her son. She was Bobert before Bobert. I think you spelled that correct. The difference is Lauren Boebert jacked the guy off at a performance of Beetlejuice the musical, which is cool. Okay, whatever. Who gives a shit? Sarah Palin. So she has a retarded child, and she gets really pissed off when people call her child retarded. It's fine. If you're a Republican, I'm going to feel free to use every slur against you. I don't give a shit. In 2013, comedian Bill Maher used a slur referencing her son during a stand-up routine, prompting Palin to publicly call him out on Twitter and demand he stop bullying. Fuck you. God, I hate when Republicans get all fucking woke language about bullshit. He was a vote. Okay, who cares? Why Trig has divided America from 2009. What a better time. Look at the melon on that fucking kid. Look at the fucking melon on that goddamn kid. I wasn't ready for this. Oh my God. Reactions to Sarah Palin's decision to resign the governorship of Alaska have been a reminder of her unmatched ability to elicit strong emotions from friend and foe alike. Yeah, this is sort of, you know, a pre-Trump Trump, man. It's a big part of it. I don't know. But yeah, there are lessons to be learned from the Graham Platner campaign. First off, we have discovered that rural people, I think, you're my favorite. I went to other chats and they all banned me and called me MAGA. No, I literally don't know how to ban people. I don't know. And I don't care. I don't give a shit. Hello from Germany. Oh, hallo. Willkommen aus Amerika. Ich kann ein bisschen Deutsch sprechen, aber ich has vergessen alle mein Deutsch und es tut mir leid für das. Aber ich hatte ein Jahr auf Österreich studiert. I'll ban you, but only if you're mean to me. I personally love everyone being mean to other people all the time. You missed, ich verstehe es sehr gut. Ah, danke, vielen Dank. Ich liebe dich. Und ich liebe mich. Und ich liebe meine Tee und ich liebe Sprechen. Ich hatte Deutsche studiert auf Universität. Aber ich war ein junger Mann. Fick dich, Schlampen. Fick dich, Schlampen, es toten die Juden. Oh, ein bisschen. Nur ein bisschen. Nicht groß sprechen. Nicht ein bisschen sprechen Deutsch. Are you left or right wing so I don't fuck it up? That's a great question. I am moderate. Wait, what did he say? You'll never know. You'll literally never know. Are you left or right wing so I don't fuck it up? I would say, again, moderate centrist. You know, I'm right in the middle. Okay. For example, I like that Graham Platner respects women. Is this Antifa channel? This is an Antifa channel. I'm super far left wing. What I've said before, and this is true. This actually unironically sums up my political view leanings. I would say that normal day, he's the Joe Rogan of the center. You're absolutely correct. We finally get it. What I have said before, and I do truly believe this, on a given day, a normal day, I would say I am left of center, but not crazy so. Democrat socialist kind of thing. I would like a more robust social safety net. I would like higher taxation rates and more progressive tax rates, all that stuff. I would say, yes, I'm a social democrat, except after I talk to a Republican. Whenever I actually sit down and listen to what Republicans actually believe, I go, nope, Chairman Mao didn't go far enough. We need re-education camps for these people. Jesus fucking Christ. That gets me. All right. I'm a lib. I am on my real days, I'm a lib, except when I am a radical fucking Marxist-Leninist. Whenever I listen to an average Republican say anything. But Graham Platner, I think, showed that, first off, people value vibes more than anything. Okay? And we don't know anything, and polls are all bullshit, but he was leading in the polls against not Janet Mills. Janet Mills is who the fucking Democrats, Chuck Schumer, got to replace him. And I don't want to put this all at the steps of the Democratic Party. I think people are too mean to the Democratic Party, but they had several years to field a candidate, and that's a big thing. What makes you more right-wing? Is it because of your love for white people or money? That's a great question. I don't like white people very much, but I do love money. So, that I think makes me more right-wing. But the Democratic Party, didn't make fucking Graham Platner do any of the Platnering as it would be, but they had several years to field candidates, and that's something they've really been dropping the goddamn ball on. Chuck Schumer, Hakeem Jeffries, a big part of their job is to field candidates and put them in good positions, all right? Give peace a chance till a Republican speaks, then burn it all down, 100%. That is absolutely my political opinion. They got Janet Mills, who was like 80 fucking years old. Democrats value loyalty to the party and service to the party too goddamn much. It's not good. So they should have fielded someone better. I wouldn't say it's all their fault, but we wouldn't be in this situation. Or maybe we would. Maybe Graham Platner would have beaten him. We're in an anti-establishment populist moment. But it's all vibes. And Graham Platner was beating Susan Collins in polls. He seemed to be doing well. He has kind of a gruff voice. And, he has the vibes of like a dude, right? We have Azau information booths in Germany. Shit's scary. Yeah, that's the thing, man. Germany, what's the AFD party? AFD? We got to listen, Germany. No disrespect. We love you guys. When you go off, you go off. All right? We got to be extra careful with you motherfuckers. Calm it down. You missed it. Earlier in the chat, I was watching Uwe Boll videos. We were talking about, your countrymen, your brethren. He was beating more than the opposition. Accurate. Well, I'm pro AFD. Oh, you're pro AFD. What's by Azov? Do you mean Azov or something? They are anti-Ukraine, pro-Russia. I don't like that very much. Hey, I moved to a new spot to finish the work, and there's 1 million trillion blackberries. Do you mean blackberries, or do you mean like bugs? Because if there's a bunch of bugs, that's bad. A bunch of blackberries, those are tasty. Yeah. AFD is a bunch of Nazis. We got to be careful with you Germans, man. You guys don't get to even play with it. All right? You don't even get to play with it. We let you play with it once, and it was bad. I hope Michelle Obama runs, and if she debates Vance, she would split her responses into 2 parts, starting with her impression of Barack Kamala Biden. Well, I'm going to do this in a Barack Obama impression, but they are not. Tell me what you like about the AFD party. Well, y'all know my husband, sister, uncle, B would say, blank, followed by her actual sassy token black woman response. But I ain't them. I'm going to tell you this. Be honest, I don't know what you're saying right now, and I have a feeling you might be masturbating as you type all this, so good for you. They literally want peace with Russia, start trading again, cheap energy, the Nord Stream, etc. Yeah, but there's also a lot of... I dropped the ball that I was playing. Well, fuck it. I haven't seen that much about it. I can't say to know a lot about German politics. Again, ein bisschen verständisch. Anti-war. Okay. Are they really fucking anti-war? Okay. We had that in America where they claimed to be anti-war too. And how many wars are we fucking in now? I don't trust people to be anti-war. Also, quote, anti-war is a stupid position. War is too big of a thing. Anti-what kind of war? This party, which has ties to Vladimir Putin and is connected, I think, to Russia, when they say anti-war, I think they mean anti-NATO, anti-supporting. Yeah, I find that a little hard to believe. Peace until Russia invades the next country. Absolutely. Again, I like NATO. You want to know my political fucking positions? I like NATO a lot, and I don't like how many leftists, when we talk about these like DSA types like Daria Liza, I don't, they obsess over Israel a little bit more than I would, but I don't necessarily agree with their positions. Israel is bad. Like, there's a history to the region they're not bringing into it, but I fucking get it. Oh, yep. Current chancellor is a BlackRock puppet. Just check the Rheinmetall chart, military supply stock, Rheinmetall chart. But aren't you for or against this fucking group? Full pro-war. Didn't you say you were anti-war? I don't know what the fuck's going on with this German kid. Ich kann nicht verstehen dich. Du bist sehr wirklich confused. But, what the fuck was I saying? Yes. I like NATO. I think NATO's good. I don't like Russia. There's a lot of bullshit Russian propaganda going around. Oh, the current party. Yep, current chancellor is a BlackRock puppet. I mean, I'd have to see it. I wouldn't be surprised if, the military-industrial complex is not simply an American thing. But any group that's against fucking NATO, I'm pretty opposed to. Now, I don't live in Germany, so I'm not, whatever. But I think people say anti-war, they just mean pro-Russia. Which I'm against. And I saw that interview with the AFD where Mehdi Hassan fucking grilled him and cooked him. Let me see if I can pull it up here. AFD leader interview. He cooked this fucking guy. Is the AFD a threat to Germany? First off, I don't like this guy's face. I don't buy it. Really obsessed with immigration, which is just fucking Nazi shit. He's not a leader.
Germany has a new political powerhouse.
He's dumb. Alice Weedle is much better. Interesting. So this guy is not a leader, you think? So this guy is one of the people involved in the AFD, but you wouldn't say he's the leader necessarily. But he's just so fucking dishonest in his interview, and he squirms out of actually addressing anything.
Organization as you know. Yeah, but the SS is a criminal organization, but not each and every one. You have to check, is he guilty? Is he a criminal? I never denied one German crime during the World War, but I say, but even then you have to check.
He does have a very punchable face. Thoughts on EU passing chat control? What is that? I'm not sure. Yeah, everyone in the AFD, yeah, this is a bad interview. Don't fucking... Mehdi Hassan will destroy you. This guy's fucking good at what he does. Let me look it up. EU passing chat control. See what this is. So I don't have any thoughts on it because I don't know what the fuck it is. Chat control stupid. The EU Parliament narrowly allowed the retrieval of chat control 1.0 through a controversial procedural vote. While this temporarily legalized mass scanning of unencrypted communication by major tech platforms until April to the day, strict rules explicitly excluded end-to-end encrypted chats. I'm going to be straight up not going to watch it. I don't have a terribly strong opinion on the AFD, but I don't know enough about it to debate it or something like that. I sort of colloquially will be like, they're just fucking Nazis. Maybe they're not. I'm not going to look that much into it. I don't live in Germany. I would love to, though. If you'll sponsor me, I'll go over there and speak German to everyone and go, Hallo, ich heiße Yossarian Andrews. Wie geht's? Oh, sehr gut. Mir auch. Das ist alles meine Deutsch. Es tut mir leid. Nah, Germany sucks. Ha ha ha. Now, are you saying it sucks because all the immigrants? High tax. Okay. They are Nazis. Don't worry. You are right. That's the impression that I get, but I don't really know enough to say much about it. I'll tell you this. I don't know exactly, much about this chat control thing, but I don't presume that anything anybody types on the internet, violence against Nazis is legal in the US. Unfortunately, it's illegal, but maybe we should look into changing that. Speaking of which, violence against Nazis, there was something I wanted to watch that I pulled up here. Somebody that we being me, taxes, immigrant problems, public security. I don't know what you mean by public security, but I want to be honest with you. Whenever people are just like immigrants, I just kind of think they're Nazis. And you might say like, okay, he's fucking, being a little reductive there. And maybe you're right. But I've not met anybody who's like, I have a problem with immigration, and then they say anything rational. It always just comes down, because if you look at the actual numbers and stuff like that, immigrants just aren't a fucking problem. Immigrants commit crime. Some do. Sure. They commit less crime, especially less violent crime than naturalized citizens. There's some that do, and that's bad. But, actually having immigrants reduces the crime rate, because that's one more person who's not going to fucking Platner you. Okay. Whenever people talk similar in America, and I can speak obviously more on American politics than Deutsche Politik, but, when people say like, we have a crisis at the border, we just need to control the border. That's like, what do you mean? Because in theory, in the world, someone could have a good faith, like, and I'm not really a big fan of borders in general. I'm kind of not. I'm pretty radical in that way. I do kind of more or less an open border kind of guy. I know that's super unrealistic. So that's not really like a position I put forth into the world, but that's sort of how I feel about it. But you could say like, well, the border's a mess and we should clean it up. Okay, what do you propose? Joe Biden tried to push forward a relatively right-wing immigration bill, but it provided funding for more immigration judges and worked to actually fix the problem. And Donald Trump rejected it for political reasons. He thought it would give Biden a fucking win. We don't need to copy. We need to copy Poland on screen door and a submarine. We have a lot of Polish jokes in America, and if you know that, people tell Polish jokes about how stupid Polish people are. But yeah, I think that when people complain about immigrants, I tend to just be like, yeah, they're fucking Nazis. Speaking of Nazis, Richard Spencer. Remember Richard Spencer? This is what he looks like now. This popped up in my YouTube recommended today. Richard Spencer is very much a figure of about 10 years ago. They nail it. Here in Germany, have big stones in front of Xmas markets so Muslim immigrants can't drive into people. Well, that's good. I don't want anyone to drive into anybody. I think that happened like once and everyone lost their fucking minds about it. That's bad. I don't like when that happens. Shit's insane. I'm sorry that one thing happened and then social media convinced you that fucking all Muslims have bigger dicks than you. Don't worry. Many of them now more than 10 times. Okay, but still in a country of several million people. And again, that's bad. I don't like that. They should be investigated, and prosecuted to the full extent of the law. And I also don't particularly like religious fundamentalism, including Islamic religious fundamentalism. But what do we actually do about that? 0 in Poland because they have strict borders. I'm not going to verify any of this fucking bullshit. I do not care about Europe. It is fucking stupid. I'm half European. Well, am I half European still? How does that work? Because my dad's British, but Britain isn't part of the EU. Nah, there's always one of them. Listen, we love him because he's German. Ich liebe dich, aber ich nicht agree with you. Agree mit dich. I forget how to say everything. I do my German Duolingo every night. Are you seeing his messages that are being held by Automod? Well, no, I'm not. Oh, is he saying some fucking crazy shit? Again, we cannot let the Germans pop off. All right. We just cannot let it. All right. All right. Real quick, guys. I'm going to do my German Duolingo right here so he can hear it. All right. Okay. Navigate a city. If you had to immigrate to one country to the U.S. all at once, which one would you choose? If you had to immigrate one whole country to the U.S. all at once, Japan, because they're small, so they'd fit in. Select the correct image.
Das Meer.
Das Meer. Is that ball?
Ball.
No, it's C. Ball is ball.
Ich liebe das Meer.
Ich liebe das Meer. I love the sea.
Können wir einen Ball mitnehmen?
Können wir einen Ball mitnehmen? We can.
Blau.
Is blue.
Blau.
I know that one.
Mein Handtuch ist blau und grün.
Oh, she's saying something like my Handtuch, like my handbag is blue and green. Mein Handtuch ist blau und grün. My towel, rather. Okay.
Was ist davon?
Like, how are you or something like that? No, what's up ahead? Oh, fuck.
Kann Mia auch mitkommen?
Can Mia come with us? Can Mia come along? Yeah. Up ahead. Bored, waiting for a car to cool down. Thank God I have so much patience and grace. That's what I've long said about you. Come along. Mitkommen. Bros learning for the third round. XD, just kidding. I love you, buddy. Oh, for the third round. Which would be the Fourth Reich, I guess. What is this?
Schön und blau.
I have a college minor in German. I took German when I was in high school because they make you take a foreign language in America. It depends on, they say like Americans don't speak another language, which is pretty much true. But they do try to teach it to us when we're younger. So I was in like 8th grade and they're like, do you want to take Spanish or German or French? And I said German. I don't know why exactly, but I did. Anyway, check. There we go. Beautiful and blue. I don't know about that. Maybe. There's a huge German population in Wisconsin, a little bit north of me. Das Meer is kalt. The sea is cold. It is. Das ist richtig. Tap the matching pairs.
Mitkommen.
Mitkommen means come along. Keine Ahnung is no idea. Stören is pack. No, stören is last. No, stören is disturb. Einpacken is pack. Dauern is last. I was pretty good at Spanish. Oh, un poquito. I didn't study any Spanish. Ich höre. I hear the ocean. There are a lot of German communities. Well, that's the thing, because they would teach German, because, you know, I was obviously a kid in the 90s, but there was a lot of immigration over, you know, the 100 years coming up before that due to Europe not being terribly chill at the time. So consequently, there's a lot of immigration, which is why German and not Spanish as much. There's a lot of immigration happening for that now, but German and French were, you know, things that people were doing. Married is, I don't know. Come along. Kind of am. No idea. Wunderschön. Beautiful. Is that last? Nah, married. Down. I have a ball. Married. Thank you. Vielen Dank. Up ahead. Is that Vodar? Vodar? Davon. To bed. Ein Bett? No, zu Bett. Ins Bett. Nummer. From here. Von hier? Keine Ahnung.
Das Meer.
That's C, bro. We all know that.
Was ist davon?
What's up ahead? Lesson complete. The little owl is telling me I did good. There we go. Yeah, from World War II, and even from before that, from World War I, they were fucking that shit up then. I watch a lot of Asmongold. Yeah, I mean, that sounds about right. Asmongold, seems disgusting. He seems like a vile person. I can't say I watch a lot of his content, but I don't like looking at him. He said a number of stupid things. And so why do you support Israel? Why do you believe what do you mean support Israel? I mean, sure, I mail them bullets. I put them in envelopes. What I don't particularly support Israel. But I mean, I don't like that the American government supports Israel. It's a complicated thing in the region. You know, I think it's more complicated than most people, you know, want to talk about, but I don't particularly fucking like it. I don't know. What do you want from me, dude? Well, as a German with German guilt, I have to support Israel. That's true. You guys desperately need to support Israel. I said, because of the guilt. Oh, for what? What happened? What did you guys do? What am I not knowing? So this video, which by the way is called The Rape of Graham Platner. Do you guys in Germany, News Now, we are talking about News Now, you are correct. Richard Spencer, he is a very first Obama or last Obama term, first Trump term kind of guy. He was a Nazi from Tennessee. He came from money. He was a rich, fancy lad who liked Nazi things. And he was a big supporter of Donald Trump. He was at Charlottesville, Unite the Right, Platnergate 2026. Do we have them Platner? Do they give a shit? Where are you from? Miata Z87. Where are you from? Dennis Val is from Germany. You guys know Platner? In Germany? Never heard of him. Yeah, he's running for Senate, sort of our version of Parliament. In Maine, which is our version of Kern. I don't know if that's true. But Richard Spencer was a Nazi, and he supported Donald Trump, and he pretended not to be a Nazi. He is, as far as I know, the only person to appear on Jesse Lee Peterson's show, and when asked, do you love black people, he responded, no. Palestine, and I can't. So you're from Palestine, you can't go there. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear about that, man. From the river to the sea, Graham Platner will be free. Absolutely true. So you're from Palestine, you can't go there. Well, it makes you feel better. By all the pictures I've seen, it's not a pleasant place to be. Amazing. Yes, he's the only person to straight up go, no, I don't love black people. Because Jesse Lee Peterson, who is a beautiful soul, and we love him, he would just apparently try to do like a gotcha question, but I never quite understood what the gotcha was. He'd be like, do you love black people? And pretty much everyone would say some variation of like, yeah, it's true. Well, I think you're only a Nazi if you actually hurt people. Well, I mean, first off, you could say that through his, you know, political movement, through his political activism, many people have been hurt in a variety of different ways. The cutting of USA that Elon Musk has done has, you know, set to kill millions and millions of people. They killed most of my family in Gaza. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, man. That's the stupidest thing you've ever heard. If you're only a Nazi if you actually hurt people. I mean, I wouldn't agree. I would both agree that you can be a Nazi without hurting people. And I would say that Richard Spencer and Elon Musk have hurt people. I mean, what, you'd like them to personally operate a death camp or something like that, you know, with your money? Well, first off, I don't think you're actually from Palestine. I think you're making all this up, but I like Elon Musk. Well, I mean, that's unfortunate. He's a degenerate retard, but they've used some of my tax money to kill your family. Sorry about that. It makes you feel better. That's not a small club. My tax money has gone to killing a lot of people forever. Elon Musk killed my baby. But after he mailed you his jism to get you pregnant. He's saving German censorship, and I have Starlink because we have shit internet here. So this whole German censorship, I don't know exactly what the fuck that nonsense bullshit is. We love Iluma. I've heard that Starlink is good. I mean, there are like products that Elon Musk puts his name on that are good. I question the degrees to which he actually is involved in them. But anyway, Richard Spencer is absolutely a fucking Nazi, in my humble personal opinion. And he went away for a while because there was a leaked audio of him saying something like, I am white and America is my birthright and you people are disgusting things, just like saying fucking Nazi shit. And everyone's like, well, I guess we got to cancel Richard Spencer. And I'm like, he's a not. What the fuck do you think he was saying behind the scenes? What's your fucking issue, man? But he's back, and now apparently he's making YouTube videos. He looks like shit. His skin looks bad. He's gotten fatter. Yeah, let's see what he has to say in his video, The Rape of Graham Platner. Very clever.
Hey, everyone. I hope you're doing well. I hope this is working. This is my first Substack.
We have the same
Live
microphone, so
through the website. I've
everyone
done it.
does this. It probably would get better audio quality if I did.
It's my first attempt.
Does this sound better? What does everyone think?
Etc. And tons of people are already here, so I guess it is working. Yeah, I just want to talk a little bit about Graham Platner. I will.
Well, there's probably a bit of an echo because I'm listening to it. I should probably listen to it on headphones SM7Bs for everyone. I should probably listen to it on headphones, but I don't want to. So probably getting some echo because both the video is feeding into the audio like of the stream, but also this speaker that I have right here is hitting this. But I don't want to put headphones in, and I don't give a shit. I would love a leather gamer chair. Someone fucking buy that for me. That's not a gamer chair. That's like, he's not even a gamer. He's like old school money. And that's one of the reasons why he fell off. Please watch it if you care. If it's not, okay. I don't care enough to watch whatever bullshit you're fucking sharing.
Speak my...
I love you. Ich liebe dich. Ich will nicht die Video gesehen.
My piece on this. It's going to probably be a little bit wandering in terms of things about this case. And I don't know if I could take questions. We'll see. We'll see if we can
That is a Jeremy Boring chair.
But anyway...
Jeremy Boring. What an accurate name for that guy.
Graham Platner has officially dropped out of the race. Now, the video he released, which was a very personal video that he seemed to do with his own phone, was a bit of a head fake.
Is that a lisp? Good point. He does have kind of a little bit of a lisp, but you're not pure Aryan bloodline with that. You're out. We're taking out back.
Because he was sounding strong at the beginning. And I think in his heart of hearts or in his gut, he wants to stay in. And that speaks well of him. He unequivocally denied the allegations. He said they are false. And he also said that this was a scheme.
Oh, wait, you watch Hassan? Not much. I've seen some things from Hassan before. I don't really like Hassan very much, to be entirely honest with you. We need someone with a good gaydar to check this out. I think he's kind of a lizard. He reproduces asexually. I don't think he fucks. Either that or he exclusively fucks black prostitutes. No, I mean, there are things I've seen Hassan say that I agree with. There's a lot he said that I don't particularly like. He's, far more forgiving of Chinese and Russian imperialism than I would care for. And I think that he just is sort of an influencer. He just wants to like be famous. And so being, the lefty guy is something that made it work for him. But I actually don't know if I've ever like watched a Hassan video. I've seen other people like react to it. I've seen him like do debates and stuff like that. His anti-capitalistic opinions are as dumb as a multimillionaire. Well, I would say that first off, capitalism isn't just like, well, everyone should be poor, everyone should be rich. It's not necessarily, that's way oversimplified. The idea of, socialism or whatever it would be is about division of money. So first off, you have like, Hassan Biker bought a $3 million house. It's not that fucking much, really, in Los Angeles. It's not to even defend the guy. I think his positions are shallow. But I do think it's silly to sort of be like, well, he has money, so it's stupid. Because first off, capital, or communism, socialism, whatever he fucking calls himself, isn't just everybody poor. It's specifically about the distribution of money and stuff like that. But also, even if he was a hypocrite, that doesn't mean he's right or wrong. Like, you should actually, because I don't really give a shit about who he is as a person. Like, he seems kind of goofy and I don't like it very much. Yeah, 3 million California is not much. It's like a fine house in Los Angeles specifically, but it's not like a fucking mansion he's living in. But regardless, you should actually look at the ideas he presents, not him personally. Because him personally, he's way too hot.
To decapitate a left populist movement for the people of Maine that was going to hold the billionaires to account, call out the genocide in Gaza, and do right for average folks in Maine. And then he said he was dropping out. I don't know what to say exactly, Graham. I mean, look.
Well, then why did you make a video? Bro, I don't even make 100K a year. Well, no, couldn't be me, bro. I'm fucking making crazy money over here just off streaming. This guy, Richard Spencer, says, I don't really know what to say about this. A minute, 51 seconds into this. Well, the thing is, in Europe, as I understand it, Euro cucks like yourself, you do make less, even adjusted, for the exchange rate and stuff like that. There is salaries are lower in Europe, but there's a more robust social safety net. And so consequently, and there's just sort of more economic controls. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. There's like, all these countries are still capitalist, but there is more economic controls. And so there's just shit's a little bit less expensive.
And this is clear if you've been following my commentary on
Too long. My video died.
A little bit wary of left populism. I've become somewhat of a libertarian again in my old age. So
you get fucking healthcare.
I'm
That is
skeptical of his
nice.
policies. I think there needs to be
Nice cut.
real
Did Uwe Boll direct
opposition
this?
to the pro-Israel status quo. No question about it.
You don't get healthcare in Germany? Are you fucking up? You go in there and you go, mach schnell, ich bin sehr krank. I have to pay $1,200 a month for it. That's too much. Is that really how that works? How do I say? This used to be my favorite sentence to say in German was, Du wirst eine Krankenschwester brauchen, which means you will need a nurse. How would you say I will need a nurse? I guess you would just say, Ich will eine Krankenschwester brauchen. If not, they grab your shit. Is that true? Does Germany have socialized healthcare? Oh, why did you switch to socialized healthcare? Why did you switch to paying for private insurance? Interesting. Germany does not have a traditional socialized medicine system like the UK's NHS, where the government owns hospital and employs doctors. Instead, it uses a heavily regulated universal multi-payer system known as the Bismarck model. Here are the key details of how the German healthcare system operates. The population is covered by either nonprofit public sickness funds or private health insurance. Public coverage is mandatory for employees earning under a specific... Okay, so if you make... I see, because public is much higher and worse. While high earners, civil servants, and the self-employed can opt into private insurance. Public insurance is funded by payroll. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, it seems like, as per usual with healthcare, this is not just an American thing. It seems like they've had a weird convoluted thing that's worse for everybody. Just fucking socialize that shit. Just socialize that shit. I'm gonna be honest, this Richard Spencer video is really boring. I thought it'd be kind of interesting to check in on this guy, but he's just kind of stupid and has a fat head.
Agree with him there. But yeah, I voiced some skepticism about his campaign. But one thing I would say is that...
Nicht Geld! Krankenschwester sei so frei! Krankenschwester so frei!
He's an authentic guy. And I don't really like this... these attacks on Graham Platner is like, well, he's sort of downwardly mobile. He comes from a good family.
Okay. Enough of this. This is boring. I'm done talking to you people. Millions of immigrants that can't pay health insurance make the costs higher, if that makes sense. I don't think it makes sense, and I think it's probably also not true. But again, I don't know enough about German politics. But in America, people will often sort of be like, they'll use it to kind of direct anger that the stupid white working class have. And it'll be like, you know, well, is your healthcare too much? Yeah, we should have free healthcare. Yeah, the immigrants are the problem. Well, I don't know. I love you. You're right. This guy is the pits. Well, it is what it is. The big thing they'll say in America is like, immigrants are getting, so again, I can't speak to Germany, but for America, they'll say that, you know, immigrants are getting free healthcare. What they mean by that is if you walk into a hospital and you're fucking bleeding, they are legally required to patch you up to the point where like you can walk. You know what I'm saying? They'll try to bill you later, but if you just walk the fuck out, they can't. So that's what they mean by quote unquote free healthcare. Technically, it's available for everybody. It's not just immigrants. They, you know, immigrants, again, are a net boon on the economy because they pay into a lot of taxes, including in a lot of cases, even like Social Security taxes, and they very rarely take it out. Illegal immigrants are not eligible for the vast majority of social programs. So immigrants, especially undocumented ones in America, pay into the system a lot more than they take back. Just right-wing social media is super racist. I love you guys too. This was a fun one. This was over 3 hours. It was a nice length. Like my penis, nice length, but very skinny. Sorry, I always forget to say illegal immigrants. Well, so you're of the opinion that you're okay with the legal ones, which is not a universally held opinion. But I just, you know, I don't know, whatever. Keep watching, man. I'll come back at another time. Quick, solve the Charlie Kirk murder live on stream. Well, thank you for the girthy stream. You're welcome, Dougie Jones. Okay, first I got to solve the Charlie Kirk murder. Erica did it. Erica did it because she's